Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Asim. It's a good introductory. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Oh Allah, we ask you to increase our knowledge and make us benefit from it and benefit others. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So my topic is today about the spiritual awakening. I was thinking about a subject when Brother Asim asked me to discuss, and then I said, well, how many of us here in the room regrets something he or she did and wished to change it? Right? All of us.
Yes.
So many times that during the course of my life that I will sit and say, I wish I didn't say that. I wish I didn't do that. I wish I did it differently. And I always think, okay, there is a way to correct it. Especially in this life, we're still alive. And if I had wronged somebody, I would go and apologize. The effect of it is like the guy who's asking his son that his son is very high-tempered person, and he would say things to hurt people. And then one time he told him, okay, go ahead and you have that wooden fence in the backyard. I want you to go and put some nails in those beams. And then the son would go and nail down those beams. And then he would say, okay, take out the nails after a while. So those nails are the bad word that you have used, or the bad action that you did, or the bad deed. Take the nails out when you apologize. He did, and he said, okay, what was left? He said, a hole in the wood. He said, that's what happens when you say things, even though you apologize, but the effect is there. You cannot change that. So it occurred to me that, well, I have to discuss that through our thinking, through our Quran and our religion. So I went to check how many words in the Quran that states, Ya laytani. We all know what Ya laytani means, right?
No.
We don't. Layta means I wish, or I would hoped that I've done something different. Ya laytani. In the Quran, the word Ya laytani. So I would go to, let's see, the first one was, now I need someone to help me with this. Okay, I think, well,
It's on the platform.
it is,
Yeah.
okay, where? Scroll down. No, I need, this is, I need to go to number 7.
Oh,
Okay. Would you please kindly help me with that? Number 70. Oh, I have my list. So I made a list of how many words there were. No, you went up.
And you can put it here. So tell me the chapter number and the verse number.
470.
470.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you can do the
All right. All right. No, I need the whole thing. Okay, wait, yeah, it's okay. Okay. No.
You need the whole surah?
No, I need the whole surah, then I can scroll down.
Or you can go to Surah Nisa.
Yeah, that's it. Which one? Here? Oh. I'm so sorry for this. We are on this. How can we scroll down on this?
Yeah, right there. You can just
Where?
scroll down from here.
From here?
Yes.
Okay, don't look at the screen, otherwise you'll go dizzy. So, the word is, or Ya laytani, that means in Arabic, I wish, or if I had another chance, I would have done it differently. So in the Quran it says in Surah An-Nisa, for those who are taking notes, please take Surah number 4, Ayah 71 to 73. ذلك الفضل من الله وكفى بالله عليما يا أيها الذين آمنوا خذوا حذركم فانفروا ثبات أو انفروا جميعا. This talks about the time of a jihad, or the struggle, or the in the early stage of the Islamic movement or the Islamic government. So people would be lazy in joining the group or the army to fight. وَإِنَّ مِنْكُمْ لَيُبَطِّئَنَّ آية number 72. فإن أصابتكم مصيبة قال قد أنعم الله علي إذ لم أكن معهم شهيدا. So indeed there is among you who lingers behind, and if a disaster strikes you, he would say, Allah has favored me in that I was not present with them. So this way he or she will feel so blessed. So alhamdulillah, I wasn't there. But then if a good thing happened, وَلَئِنْ أَصَابَكُمْ فَضْلٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لَيَقُولَنَّ كَأَن لَّمْ تَكُنْ بَيْنَكُمْ وَبَيْنَهُ مَوَدَّةٌ يَا لَيْتَنِي كُنْتُ مَعَهُمْ فَأَفُوزَ فَوْزًا عَظِيمًا. So, but if a bounty comes, the translation is obvious, right? So I don't have to repeat it. And I wish I had been with them so I could have attained a great attainment. So the word here, that for those people in this dunya, in this life, they would say, okay, I wish I had done that because I would have gotten more money or more privileges. And this happens every day in our life, that I wish I made that call to participate so I would have done better, or I wish I had that interview, or whatever aspect of our life. Sometimes things that we don't have control on, and sometimes there are things that we have control on, right? So the ones that we have control on, that would say, well, I wish I had done something wrong, different, and I corrected in this dunya. But things that I don't have any control on, then the consequences of it is totally different. So then I went to another ayah, which is, let's say, now we have to go to a new tab here. Okay. It's okay. So Surah number 6. Al-An'am, Surah 6, 25 to 28. Ayah number 25 to 28, which is over here. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَسْتَمِعُ إِلَيْكَ وَجَعَلْنَا عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ أَكِنَّةً أَنْ يَفْقَهُوهُ وَفِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرًا وَإِنْ يَرَوْا كُلَّ آيَةٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُوا بِهَا حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءُوكَ يُجَادِلُونَكَ يَقُولُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِنْ هَذَا إِلَّا أَسَاطِيرُ الْأَوَّلِينَ. This talks about those people who are munafiqeen, and they talk about whatever the Prophet ﷺ has ordered them or talked to them about Islam, and they prevent from him others from him, and themselves remotely or remote from him, and they do not destroy except themselves, but they perceive it not. So the action in this dunya is to prevent people from believing in an idea, or themselves they prevent themselves to believe in an idea. This happened to be in the context of the da'wah or Islam, okay? But I can interpret it in a different way, apply it in our life, that people will do things that is greater than one mistake with people or with others. It's a greater ground of sin. And then we go on, we pass to the other life. And then the accountability comes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَوْ تَرَى إِذْ وُقِفُوا عَلَى النَّارِ فقالوا يا ليتنا نرد ولا نكذب بآيات ربنا ونكون من المؤمنين. So if they could see, but see when they are made to stand before the fire and will say, oh, would that we could be returned to life on earth and not deny the signs of our Lord and be among the believers. So this is the word Ya laytani. Then they are awake. They're awake to the fact that what they did in this dunya was totally wrong. Although they didn't know, they thought it was the in thing to do. But here the word is, there is no life after that, that's it. Your deeds, your actions stopped when we die. And whatever we have done, the book is closed and we are to be presented to give our report to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And according to those who are kafirs or who are deniers of the truth, what they did was wrong because they prevent themselves, they transgressed against themselves, and they prevent others from attaining belief. So double whammy, and they would say, I wish I would go back, but if I go back, I will do it the right way. But Allah says in a different ayahs, I will go, inshallah, if I have the time, that even if they go back to life, they would still do whatever they will do it. They won't go back. I mean, this is the type of the sorrow that we feel at the time of punishment. And have you seen on TV the other way, the arraignment of that guy who shot the 17 students? Have you seen his arraignment? In the court, he was seated in a box or on a chair, and he's gazing down to the ground, and probably is thinking it over. Probably, I'm not sure if he feels any remorse, but he was in deep sorrow, probably deep inside, that I wish I haven't done that. I bet if he had an iota of guilt in his heart, he would probably, it was about an hour, he did not raise his head. He was like, that's it, concentrating and listening to what the lawyers are saying and what the judge, and they're seeking the death penalty. But I bet at the time he's just saying, I wish I haven't done it. That scene in particular is similar, or a minor picture of what the grand scene in the day of judgment. A lot of people will be presented with their books and with their deeds, what they did on earth and what they transgressed against human beings, what killed another human beings, and then they will say, can we take another chance? Maybe 1 hour. We go back to this dunya, and Allah says no. There is nothing like that. So, any question?
You mentioned it while Ya laytani, it's kind of, it comes in too late. I mean,
Ya laytani. Later is too late.
yeah, no. The analogy that you brought up here, that moment is kind of late. I mean, there is a window where Ya laytani can bring the person back, but what you described,
It's impossible.
it's kind of late, yeah.
Yeah, it is late. That's what I said. There are two sections of my talk. Things that you cannot really escape, no matter what you do, and things that you are able to correct because you are still alive. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The word Ya laytani, here, what I'm presenting in the Quran, when it is too late.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Except for one aspect in Surah Maryam. The discussion was, or the speech, she was talking to herself, that does not have to do with hurting somebody else or doing something wrong, except for that. But all the ayahs in the Quran explaining the word or pertaining to the word Ya laytani is about when things are too late. But the idea behind bringing it to us, or to myself at least, when I was thinking about it, is that if I can do something while I'm still alive, to prevent me from being in that stand in the day of judgment when I'll say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, bring me back to life, I want to correct myself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like to hear the section where it's not too late. That's
I'm going to go back to the section where it's not too late, yes.
you're still
Well,
alive.
I tell you what, every one of us knows the answer to it's not too late. Don't you know the answer when it's not too late? For your action as a human being, if you, let's say you are 50 years old, during that 50 years, how many times you hurt someone? Intentionally or unintentionally? I am 64. I have done many things that I wish, and I say, I wish I haven't done it. But I still have the time to make istighfar, to make amends, to pay back something I took wrongly from other people. To do something that I say, oh Allah, forgive me, please, because the door of forgiveness is open. Right? It's open as long as you are alive. But we don't know when we're going to die. And this is the tricky part. Don't wait until you want to say, oh, I wish I have done it, when it's too late. Yes?
Even if you kill someone, still it's not too late.
If what?
If you kill someone.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I'm not talking about killing. For those who kill people,
It's too late.
I don't care about them. I don't care about them because I don't want to say anything, to be honest with you. I'm not talking about killing. I'm talking about things that, you know, there is a saying that people will forget your name or they will forget what you do for living, but they always remember what you made them feel. Does that strike a tone
Yes,
in our behavior?
yes,
People will always remember how you made them feel
exactly.
on a person-to-person interrelationship,
Always,
right?
always.
Like if I made you feel happy, you don't care about my name, what my name is. You will probably forget, but you say when you see that person, say, this guy is good because he helped me in a way that he probably, or he or she did not know that he helped, but he did, right? For example, wallahi, I am keen into discussing this with you, but sometimes I say I don't want to do it. I don't want to discuss it, but I want to say it. Last night, I prepared, yesterday I prepared my talk today. So last night at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, I'm sitting in the comfort of my couch and watching the TV. You know, March Madness is, right? College basketball is the best time of the year when if you are involved in basketball, in college basketball.
Yeah.
So there is the game between Michigan and anyways, Michigan won the last second shot. What was it? Anyways, so my daughter came, Dad, I'm hungry. We don't have milk. And I was like, oh my God. Should I ask my wife to go and bring the milk at 9 o'clock? It was 8:30. It's not the manly thing to do, right? Can't do that. You know, the wife is the boss. You can't do that. You are the man of the house. So I said, okay, you know, I sat down. Let me finish the game. So and then I said, well, no, I really have to get up because anyways, my car is on empty and I need to fill gas. I don't want to wake up or go early in the morning just hustling because I have a board meeting today. Let me fill the gas. So I got up. Something happened, made me get up from the couch, not watching the TV. I drove my car to the gas station. And I pulled in next to the pump. There is a car in front of me, Chevy Fiesta, the small ones. Ford, I'm sorry, Chevy, it was Chevy, but kind of like Fiesta one, it's similar to, close, small one. And towards me came a young lady, exactly the age of my daughter, and she said, please, do you have $5 to lend me? Because I'm out of gas. I'm coming from college, going home in San Bernardino. I thought I had $30 in my purse, but I don't have money. I'm calling my parents and nobody's answering. Immediately I looked, I saw my daughter. Wallahi, I swear to God. Never happened to me that I think, no, she's begging for money. She doesn't look like, she's a student from Santa Cruz. You see Santa Cruz? So she's probably going home to San Bernardino and there's no gas. She's sitting in her car at the pump looking for someone to come. I looked, I said, if she was my daughter, wouldn't it be appropriate for someone to help her without me knowing? And I said, probably that's why God asked me to get up from the comfort of my couch to go fill gas because that lady is waiting for $5. I mean, I'm saying it, goosebumps. I feel it right now. And I said, well, $5 is not going to take you to your destination. What? 2 gallons? How many miles per gallon your car makes? I looked, I said, okay, 20, 25 miles. So she's going to be stopping in Covina or somewhere from Glendale. And I put my credit card, I filled her car. It's not like for me to give myself recognition, but the idea is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes you serve other of His family in a way that you don't know it. You get hasanat or you get good deeds or whatever it is, because this incident tied to another incident 15 years ago. 15 years ago, same thing happened with me. I think I mentioned it in one of the Ramadan program. A story that my daughter had a finals exam in high school to be accepted into the high school, a math exam. And at 7 o'clock, I'm driving on a Saturday for people who live in La Crescenta, La Cañada area, you know the area there. On a Saturday morning, I was out of gas and there is no time for me to stop to fill. I said, okay, it was only in Sierra Madre, very close. Let's pray to God that it will be enough. Well, it wasn't. It was bad on my part. So I had to exit on Arroyo, the exit in La Cañada. Saturday at 7 o'clock, there's nobody. It's nobody. And my daughter was crying. I said, okay, that's it. I'm not going to get accepted because I'm not going to get the exam. And I was, oh God, please, 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 please help me. I was reciting Fatiha, reciting Ayat al-Kursi, every single ayah I know from the Quran, I was reciting, making a prayer. In comes a car, and the car belongs to a lady driver, that's number one. Number two, it is someone from the Islamic Center.
Oh my God.
Her name is Salwa. We all know her, God bless her. And she said, oh, Dr. Kalaki, what's going on? I said, oh my God, thank you God, thank you. She said, I missed my exit. I'm supposed to exit an exit before, but for some reason. Does that make you cry?
Yeah.
She said, I missed my exit. I don't know what happened. I told her, please, just take my daughter. Take her to the school. She went, she took her, and she passed anyways. She's now married and she has 2 kids, my daughter. But the thing is that Allah is telling me, I sent you something to help you. You have to return it back. I don't know that girl. I don't know if she's right or wrong, if she's begging for money or nothing. But the idea is that what you do in life sometimes it makes you ponder and wonder, would that be ya laytani? Would that be under the category of I wish? I'm asking you.
At that moment, you felt that she's telling you a true story, so you went ahead and did it.
It's just the whole thing.
Right.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala works in mysterious ways.
Right.
And it's not me personally. I think it happens to each one of us. One time of your life, God sent you to help somebody like somebody else helped you or helped your daughter long time ago.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm with you there.
So that's what I'm saying. But the word, when I say ya laytani, when it's too late, I'm preventing that from happening when it's too late now. I'm trying to prevent it from happening. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us all and to make us among those who listen and apply and try to ask forgiveness. Right? We don't want to be in that position where we say ya laytani. The other one is Surah Al-Kahf, Surah number 18. Where is it? Surah Al-Kahf, Surah number 18. And ayah number 40. Any question? Until that. Okay, number 40. All right. And it says, Wallahi, فعسى ربي أن يؤتيني خيرا من جنتك ويرسل عليها حسبانا من السماء فتصبح صعيدا زلقا. This one here, that the example of two men, one of them is rich and the other one is not so rich, and he's saying, boasting about his gardens and everything, and he's saying, oh, this is gonna be an exception for me, and Allah has given me this bounty and it is only mine. And the guy is saying, well, you know, you have to listen to what you're saying and understand the lesson behind it. And he's saying it, that I probably don't have on this earth a garden similar to what you have, or money that what you have, but then later on I'm hoping maybe my Lord will give me a better than yours, better than your garden. And maybe a calamity will hit you, will hit your garden. And actually that's what happened in the story in the Quran. And if you can follow with the translation, and his fruit were encompassed by ruin. So he began to turn his hands about in dismay over what he had spent on it and what he denied, while it had collapsed upon its trellises, and said, oh, I wish I had not associated with my Lord anymore, anyone. And then there was for him no company to aid him. This is it. That's the picture where someone would have a lot of money and boast about his or her wealth, and seeing other people as nothing. Do we have that example in our community, our society? Maybe not in our community, but in the society at large?
We have it here too.
It happened here.
I heard it.
Okay, I believe you. So people will think, oh, I have millions of dollars in my bank account, nothing is going to go wrong, I'm very happy, I have a mansion, I have this, and I have everything, I have a great portfolio full, monies. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, why should I help other people? It could have happened to me yesterday, last night. I said, why should I help her? I don't know her. I probably think, and I'll be right. It's my right not to say. But some people are in denial in a way, that deny others from benefiting from the gift and the bounty that Allah has given them. Well, they will reach a point where will say, I wish I had prevented this calamity just by paying 2.5% of my zakat. Because we know that when we pay zakat, that means we are enriching our wealth, not diminishing it. And it is the truth. Many of the ayahs in the Quran talks about those who could believe, do good deed, and give zakat. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وآتوا الزكاة. It's always in the Quran. You believe and you give You pray, أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة. You give zakat. Meaning, it's very important that do not boast about what has Allah given you, because any second you become homeless. You become nothing. And all that power that you had encountered and you accomplished, then it becomes nothing and nobody would help you after that. And then people will say, I wish I have done something. Right? So we are in the right track. I think we are still living in this dunya where we can say, all of us know, each one of us know what he or she and she did in their life, and how if they would change the course of what they did before it's too late. And that's why it is important to go to the Quran to make it as a lesson for us to see how many times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given us an example of those people who lose, where it is no avail. You cannot go back. That's it. That's it. You cannot go back to this life and correct it. The other one is Surah number 19, Surah Maryam. And that's when I talked earlier about the meaning of the ayah that pertain to something she has no power over. We all know what we're talking about, right? Okay, where is it here? Okay. This laptop is totally different than a Mac. I'm not making advertisement, but MacBook is better. Is that Mac? No, it's Toshiba. Okay, so this is Maryam Surah ayah number 22. Okay, and she said, so she conceived him. فحملته فانتبذت به مكانا قصيا. Come on. فأجاءها المخاض إلى جذع النخلة قالت يا ليتني مت قبل هذا وكنت نسيا منسيا. This is a fact of the word يا ليتني that I came across from my research of the word Ya Laytani. So I collected all those words that associated, or the ayahs associated with the word Ya Laytani. But this does not belong to the category that we are discussing. But for the education part, I'm just mentioning it. So here, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained that you are to carry a child, conceive a child without a father. It's a miraculous issue, and it's a miracle. I'm giving you this to honor you, O Maryam, that you are carrying the Prophet Isa alayhi salam. But even though with the honor that she's getting, and with all that, the pain was so intense, the labor. And that's why we respect our sisters. We respect our mothers, our wives, for the amount of effort and pain and the stress that is mounted on them during their lives by carrying a child, bearing a child, delivery, the pain, and nourishment, and raising the child, not only the small child, but the bigger child in the house. So she's responsible for everybody. You know, somebody said that a better gift, the best gift of Mother's Day is to return her son back to her. Have you heard that joke? For a wife to her mother-in-law, best gift, sometimes, I don't know if that's true or not. Sometimes the best gift is return her son back. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. Tough crowd.
Can you please say that joke? We don't know.
I will say it.
Can you please say that?
Oh, I say it again? Oh my God, no, I'm being recorded. So I said, okay, it's the best thing, the best gift a mother, a wife or can give her mother-in-law on Mother's Day is to return her son back. That's harsh a little bit, but maybe some of them deserve. May Allah protect us. Let's not be out of the course of our education today. So the second ayah is, how much time do I have? Oh, okay. I have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Surah Al-Furqan 25. Surah 25. Ayah number 26. Okay, where is it here? Inshallah, I will continue this next week if I have a chance or some time to finish with all the ayahs. Okay? Is this Al-Furqan?
Yes.
Yeah, 26, 28, okay. All right. Okay. ويوم يعض الظالم على يديه يقول يا ليتني اتخذت مع الرسول سبيلا يا ويلتى ليتني لم أتخذ فلانا خليلا. Okay, so the day is, the picture is that it's a day of judgment. And those who transgressed or wrongly done others, did something really bad in this life, they would regret. And he or she will say, oh, I wish I had taken with the messenger away. Meaning, I followed the right way of my religion, or what my messenger had ordained to me, my God had ordained and taught me. Ya waylata laytani lam attakhidh fulanan khalila. Here it comes like a man is known for the company that he keeps, right? This is a saying, that when you associate yourself with losers, probably most likely you are going to become a loser. When you associate yourself with pious people, with righteous people, you will succeed in this life to become a righteous person. And this is a lesson for our generation, for our new young generation, that don't go with where the bright light is, where you think it is true, but look for the person who is righteous, who is a good person to lead you to be a winner in this life and in the day after. There's a story I wanted to share with you. It is true story. Happened in Syria, in Damascus, where I came from. Two friends that are like brothers from the mosque in a very old city of section of Damascus. That was like about maybe 35 to 40 years ago. Yeah, when I was in Syria. So the guy, they always go to the mosque, they always pray together. The families are just like so close to each other. So one of them needed money for a project that they were doing or embarking on. So he asked his partner, can I borrow the money? And he said, okay, I will give you the money, but you have to give me something, in writing that. And he said, yeah, you have that land in a remote area. Why don't you write it in my name? And then when you give me the money, I will give it back. Right? He trusted him because they were so close. He gave him the money. After 1 year or 2 years, he brought the money back and he said, okay, here's the money. Now, please, let's go to the court and you give me my the deed for the land. He said, what land? He said, the land, that's what we discussed before. He said, no, you sold it to me and I gave you the money for it. But he said, that 20,000 is really a fraction of the price of the land. You cannot do that. So the guy, he said, okay, you know what? The courthouse is down there in downtown. There's 7 doors to it. There is 7 courts. You go to any judge and claim your land, and you know that you cannot because I have the deed. So the guy got really annoyed and stressed, and he got sick because he trusted him. Anyways, before he died, he got sick, he got heart attack, and he was very, very sad. He told his son, older son, that when I die, and you know the habit or the tradition in the old section of the city that when they take the deceased from his house or her house, they carry them to the mosque to pray and then go to bury. So it's like about maybe a mile or less than a mile distance. So he said, when you carry my coffin, I want you to stop by the shop of that guy and give him this letter. So he died. They washed the body and everything. They took him from his house and carrying them. So people would go for, just to read Fatiha, make dua. If they would join for the burial, they would go follow the janazah. So they stopped, and he said, okay, what's going on? He said, uncle, I just want you to know that my dad, before he died, he wrote this letter, and it is to you, addressed to you. Please open it. So he opened the letter, and it states, my dear brother, now I'm standing out of your shop. I'm in my coffin. You previously told me that if I go to the courthouse, there were 7 doors, and there is like 4 judges or 5 judges, and whoever is there, they cannot fulfill the deed or give me back my land. But now, I'm going to the ultimate judge. And I'm gonna give him, I'm taking my case to that judge. If you can stay in this life and not follow me, be it. But eventually you're following me, and God is going to take my case. And the guy shook, he was shaking. He said, you know what? Here, take the deed. I don't need anything. So he gave him the deed of the land. But after what? Anyways, that word, Ya laytani, comes here because he gained the time that he's not dead yet. So he followed with a good deed. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to do the right thing in this life. To have a spiritual awakening, so to speak, regarding what we do in this life, regardless of who we are, what kind of job that we hold, but to do the right thing. And if we hurt someone, if we took unlawfully things, unlawful from people, to return it back and to ask forgiveness and to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us before it's too late, when that day we cannot change anything. The book is written, the ink is dried, and the angels are accounting everything that we do. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive our sins. Allahumma ighfir lana warhamna. Allahumma afina wa'afu anna. Allahumma shfi mardana warham mawtana. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana. We ask you, Allah, to forgive our sins and to make us among those who are forgiven in this life, to give us the stamina and the strength to face our mistakes and wrongdoings, and to do right for those who we wronged. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we'll see you again, and we'll continue with this discussion.